Okay, I'm Courtney Patton. So, from elementary school through college, I've always hated lecture time. I hated when teachers would just stand in front of the class and talk about the materials that they said we needed to learn. I was really bored and uninterested. I found myself zoning off, falling asleep, and I couldn't retain the information. Tricia Wegman from Bright Hub Education says that there's 3 types of learners: kinesthetic, visual, and auditory. Kinesthetic learners, they learn through what they touch, so they would rather have rather build models, create models, dissect objects. Visual learners would rather have charts, graphs, or color coding things. And auditory learners would prefer lectures, reading aloud. They're really good with names because they're really good with what they hear. So I'm an education major, so this has really intrigued me that everybody learns differently. So I've always wanted to figure out a way how to incorporate all 3 learning styles into the classroom. I know not everybody in here is an education major, but this can also be incorporated into other majors. So you might have to speak in front of your coworkers. If you incorporate all 3 different learning styles, then your coworkers would be more interested, they would learn more, and they would be interactive with you. If you have kids, it's important to know how they learn. So if they begin to start having trouble in school, you can talk to their teacher about how they can learn better and how they can succeed. So when teachers go through problems and just give the tests and the worksheets, I always struggled, which this is why I feel like it motivated me to be a teacher and to figure out how to help all different types of learners. So a subject that's usually very hard to grasp for students is fractions. I'm going to do the middle school, elementary level, so that's usually one that they can't really grasp. So it's easy for the visual learners to just, see the teacher writing it out, or like the auditory, hearing the lectures, but how are we going to incorporate all 3 into the same lesson? So for a kinesthetic learner, these are base 10 blocks, so this is actually really helpful, so they can actually break apart, put together, and see the different fractions and whole numbers and stuff like that. Visual learners would prefer the teachers to get up and maybe draw out the fraction and color code it, stuff like that. And of course your auditory learner would do great with just hearing it. So how does this affect the classroom? There's positives and negatives to both. So it's really difficult for teachers to be able to fit all 3 learning styles into their 50-minute an hour class period. So it's almost like you're preparing for 3 lessons versus 1. So it's kind of difficult, but it will really impact your classroom because it will increase attention and participation, which then usually reduces bad behaviors, because if kids aren't interested or they feel like that they're not succeeding, then they usually act out. So if you provide them with the materials they need to learn the way that they are built to learn, they'll succeed. And it will also increase the grades, which will help them further on in life and will just make it a better classroom all around.
Okay, good.
How did you first hear about this?
Well, actually, my mom is an occupational therapist, and she's always talking about different ways to help students